sit down and break a season? Like, how did you pick this year's Savitar? How did you guys arrive on Savitar?
I mean, it's hard because we sort of, you sort of become a victim of your own success in some ways, and the Reverse Flash was so successful in season 1, and then it was like, we need something scarier than him, and he came up with Zoom. It was like, oh, wow, he's scarier, like, what could possibly be scarier than Zoom?
A slow build.
A slow
Easily caught by episode 2. Is that right? No speedster?
Yeah.
The show's called Boy Who Runs Fast.
With Savitar, we know who he is under there, and we've been playing this for a while, and we're really excited about it. And it always goes to, no matter which show it is, whether it's Arrow or Flash or Supergirl or Legend, the title of the show should be Flash Begins or Arrow Begins, because they're not who they are yet. And
I better be getting close.
The first couple of seasons of Flash were sort of about reveling in these powers, and this season for Barry is really about the pitfalls of having them. And that was sort of the tell, and that's why Savitar, our version of Savitar, became the perfect villain to increase that. And we're really excited for people to see like the last 7 episodes.
Oh, I know what happens.
I know you know.
I learned early on. So let's talk to the fastest man alive yourself, Grant. Speaking of, Barry has made some decisions this season where people are like, no! I've screamed at my TV more this year, Flash, not the election, than I ever would. What is it like to, you are the Flash, you are Barry, you gotta play the part as written, and then you go out and face the world, it's like, why are you doing that, man? And you're like, I didn't do it, I'm an actor.
I agree most of the time, as a viewer, as a fan, with the backlash that Barry receives. And I think just this season we've seen, he's always been an optimistic character. I think that's always been one of his stronger qualities. And I think this year we just see his fear dictate things more than ever. Because, how could it not with what's moving for the entire season? So I try to give him a break, but I do, I understand the backlash.
Yeah, like changing Diggle's daughter to a...
I'm sorry.
So you know what? That's actually fair, because watching that show has removed my sex as well, because I spend all my time binging and doing nothing else. Think about it. I'm gonna go down to Candace. The heart and soul of the show. And of course, I, being a big West Allen shipper, I keep wanting to get closer and closer to that headline that we saw from season 1. This season, though, has taken us further and further away, gotten you engaged, and then just, if you haven't watched the recent episode, spoilers and fuck you. And then we saw that engagement kind of dissolve, at least momentarily. Emotional roller coaster that you always have to kind of center the character as fast as he is. You have to be his gravity. What's it like playing that part? The only part, on the show, of the one true superhero who has no superpowers whatsoever.
Woo!
So much about Iris West, and the question I get the most is, do you want her to have powers? And while I was saying yes, I'd love to strap some leather on for an episode. I love that she provides this human quality to this very superhuman show. It's something that our audience can all identify with. I mean, it's struck by lightning tomorrow and end up being the fastest man alive. I mean, it could happen. But I will say, you know, this show reminds us, you know, if you did get struck by lightning tomorrow, are you Barry Allen or are you a villain? Who are you today? What kind of person are you? And so it's really fun for me to get to play this really human element in our show. I think she's extraordinarily important to Barry's superhero narrative.
We had a massive crossover, something you guys did this season that has never really been done on TV. Like that Red Invasion storyline when I was collecting comics back in the day. So seeing the Red Large come to life, seeing the Dominators, all that stuff is like, what an age of wonder we live in. You know? I was glad I lived that long. After I saw Dominator, I was like, pick me now, Lord, it's all over. So the crossover seems to go very successfully. Can we look forward to another crossover this year? You want to tease what it could be? Is it too early to talk about? What's going on?
Oh God. We're gonna try to do a real true four-way crossover with all four shows.
Whoa.
Can Kara and Iris meet, please?
Yes, please.
Kara and Iris. Super West.
Start taking notes, boys. Let's talk to the cast about it real quick, though. That brought everybody together. I'm sure it's fun for a minute, but what a pain in the ass moving schedules and stuff like that. How did you guys enjoy the crossovers? And how did you feel like, you spent a lot of time on the world, Steven, you're in the fan world as much as I am. How did they react to it? Everyone I met was just like, can you believe this shit? This must be the end times.
This was actually the easiest one for me. I feel like we finally figured out how to juggle everyone's schedule. Like, not to get too far into production, but every production built in down days so that, you know, it's like a jigsaw puzzle moving it around. And our first assistant director built me like an old school calendar. It's 4 weeks telling me which show I was going to every day.
Was it color coded? It's green for Carolyn.
I thought it came off really well this year, and ultimately, the opportunity to do something like that is why we do the shows. It's so the fans can have a 4-night experience like that, or like 3.2 nights. next year, 4 nights. And by the way, the producers always say when we get to the end of the crossover, they're like, we're not doing it again next year. We're not doing it again next year. I was having dinner with Mark Pedowitz. He comes up to Vancouver every year. We sit down for dinner. I go, Mark, we're going to do a crossover every year, right? He goes, you're fucking right.
The crossover of all crossovers, how would you pitch it in short about how, doesn't matter how outrageous it is. What would you like to see in that crossover? The next crossover.
I got it. Why you guys think about this? It's just, the Arrow side of it is just Oliver and Diggle having a cup of coffee and playing chess. And at the end, the Legends and Supergirl and Flash show up and say, we need your help, and we're like, we're good. Top that.
Crazy crossover ideas to these guys. I'm gonna go help him to do it. I always say I want to work with Brandon Moore, with Ray Moore. Ray and Barry are fun. That's what I always say. That's what I say. It's more Ray and Barry.
18 has Abracadabra, who's also a villain from the future, and he knows who Savitar is, and he becomes a moral conundrum. Do Barry and the team let Abracadabra go in order to get Savitar's identity? And it's one of those great sort of morality plays. And you know, and Iris and Mary have a great scene about the, you know, can you be a hero if you do one bad thing for the better good. So that's a really exciting episode.
Aaron, what's next?
I heard.
19 is called The Once and Future Flash, and Barry decides that the only way he can find out what he needs to know is in the future.
Thank you.
Go ahead, right there.
What was your name? Nice.
Janae Williams.
Janae Williams. You have failed this city.
I think a lot of the magic for what Central City, Starling City, like it's all in what Vancouver is. I don't think it would be the same.
It's more of a travels around kind of, so we don't really have anyone sitting.
You also can't sleep on the fact that when we started Arrow, we got the vast majority of people that cut their teeth making Smallville for 10 years. Yeah.
So hey everybody, this is Charlie. Just a bit of an end tag here. I'm going to do a follow-up breakdown of all the really important stuff they dropped in this. You may have picked up on it. They confirm Season 4, The Flash, will not have a big bad that's a speedster. They said that episode 19 will be the Once and Future Flash. That's a very, very seminal Reverse Flash origin story, but it's about Barry, so that implies some really heavy Savitar stuff. They teased a true 4-night crossover coming next season, so I'll do a breakdown video and post that tomorrow. There'll be a new round of the Flash Ring giveaway. While you wait for that, click here for this week's Flash, and click here for the trailer for the next episode, the big musical crossover. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody, let's high five from behind the screen. I'll see you guys in the next video.